That's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay. Named after the Oprah, and your cat's name is?
And then Gail.
And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
7 months ago, we made sure, I already knew, that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested.
How about hashtag we all knew? How about hashtag tell the truth? How about hashtag accountability?
50 Cent has just set the internet on fire with shocking words for none other than Oprah Winfrey. But could there be more to this feud than just harsh words?
Monique, why is she canceled? I had to revisit that because it was like, it didn't make sense to me, babe. I'm like, so what did she do? She said something you didn't like? So she didn't work for 13 years after that?
Right.
What hidden connections does Oprah hold to some of the most controversial names in Hollywood? Could her powerful influence come back to haunt her?
The fact that Oprah didn't get a Golden Globe nomination is shocking.
Hey, what do you think of Oprah for president?
I love that.
You do?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Why has Oprah aligned herself with these men, promoting them, praising them, and in some cases, giving them a stage?
I got up.
Were you skeptical as I am right now?
Yes.
Because this sounds crazy.
I know.
And what did 50 Cent reveal that has people saying goodbye to Oprah forever?
Now, once upon a time, you didn't like Oprah.
Right.
Let's take a deep dive into 50 Cent's claims, Oprah's Hollywood allies, and how this unexpected feud just put a spotlight on her ties to some of the most scrutinized figures in the industry. Oprah Winfrey, TV legend, self-made billionaire, and one of the most trusted voices in America, or so we thought. Yet over the years, she's been linked to some of the most controversial names in Hollywood, from moguls to music legends. But what does 50 Cent know that's finally bringing this all to the surface? Could his claims hint at a deeper truth about Oprah's circle?
Monique, why is she canceled? I had to revisit that because it was like, it didn't make sense to me, babe. I'm like, so what did she do? She said something you didn't like? So she didn't work for 13 years after that?
Right.
From public feuds to jaw-dropping comments, 50 Cent has never shied away from calling Oprah out. But what's different this time around? During his rise to stardom, 50 Cent wanted to solidify himself as a success by making an appearance on Oprah. Not only would this mean a lot for an ex-drug dealer from Jamaica, Queens, but it would have also proved to his grandmother, who was a huge Oprah fan, that he's doing something productive with his life. But when the idea was pitched to Oprah, she made it clear that she wasn't interested in what 50 Cent had to offer. She was completely against everything that was in my music, 50 said. So she ain't never going to have me on that show. I'm never going to reach that platform, which is confirmation of you being a huge success. So I just said, okay, if we can't be friends, then at least let's be enemies. After realizing Oprah wouldn't invite him, 50 Cent went full 50 on the talk show host. The rapper berated her fan base and even named one of his dogs Oprah.
That's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the only issue that Fifth has with Oprah. He claimed that Oprah focused on holding black men accountable during the #MeToo era, while staying silent on similar accusations made against white men. Rumor has it that she's been turning her back on black artists and cozying up to none other than the snooty Hollywood elites. And get this, some of these elites include controversial figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. For context, Oprah was once close with Harvey, and she even showed him sympathy even though he is a disgusting man and he deserves to rot in jail. But it's hard to understand why Oprah wanted to be best friends with someone like Harvey Weinstein. They had a very warm friendship, and the photos show. Some people actually believe that Oprah convinced some actresses to hook up with Harvey Weinstein. In fact, Rose McGowan tweeted out, "I'm glad more people are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't."
What do you mean by body flashback?
I can feel him there.
Oprah previously attempted to speak out on Harvey Weinstein, but she never really got to the point, and you can tell that she was trying to protect him.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And so I think this is a watershed moment.
Of course, Oprah is trying to switch the narrative and make this about everyone else but Harvey. But we need to talk about the bizarre contrast in Oprah's behavior when it comes to dealing with people like Harvey versus dealing with someone like Michael Jackson. In 1993, Oprah interviewed Michael at his Neverland Ranch in what became one of the most watched interviews in television history. This interview was meant to clear up long-standing rumors about Michael, such as him wanting to become white, rumors about plastic surgery, and bizarre claims like him buying the remains of the Elephant Man or having a telepathic monkey. However, instead of helping his image, Oprah's approach raised eyebrows. She asked intrusive questions.
I'm going to ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you a virgin?
How could you answer that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
I'm a gentleman.
Oprah's questions often felt accusatory, and she even pressed him on his love life and friendships with children, hinting that there might be something inappropriate. Her line of questioning made fans and even his family believe she had an agenda to tarnish his reputation. But the real betrayal came after Michael's death. Oprah supported the documentary Leaving Neverland, which featured Wade Robson and James Safechuck accusing Michael of misconduct when they were children. Oprah not only backed the documentary, but also interviewed the accusers, further angering Michael's supporters and family, who felt this was a blatant betrayal, especially since Michael had never been found guilty of such charges in court.
You know, while never forgetting any of the details that happened between us, but having no understanding that it was abuse, having no...
The Jackson family and many of Michael's fans felt Oprah betrayed the king of pop to boost her own ratings. Michael's older brother, Jermaine Jackson, publicly called out Oprah for her involvement with Leaving Neverland, pointing out that the allegations were not based on facts and that Michael had been proven innocent during his 2005 trial. Other family members, like Taj Jackson, who grew up with Wade Robson, also expressed outrage at Oprah's actions, accusing her of using the situation to boost her ratings. Brandy Jackson, another family member, was particularly upset because Oprah had once been welcomed into their home for interviews with Michael's children, only to later turn on the family by supporting the documentary. Perhaps most notably, Janet Jackson, who was very close to Michael, reportedly still holds a grudge against Oprah. Janet, along with other family members, believes Oprah was instrumental in launching the hate campaign against Michael and tarnishing his legacy. Janet has made it clear that she feels Michael would never have committed the acts he was accused of, and the pain of Oprah's betrayal runs deep within the Jackson family. The Jackson family, particularly Janet Jackson, felt this was a blatant attempt to tarnish Michael's legacy. Janet has since demanded that Oprah apologize for her role in spreading these accusations, but Oprah remained silent.
Do you think Oprah betrayed Michael?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. And I feel like she betrayed not just him, but my family.
On the other hand, in early 2019, there was a documentary created about Harvey Weinstein titled Untouchable. It premiered at Sundance, but it didn't get a lot of media attention. And of course, Oprah didn't bring any attention to that documentary. But when it comes to the documentary about Michael Jackson, Leaving Neverland, Oprah decided to go and promote that everywhere. Oprah decided to hold a special show after the airing of Leaving Neverland. This decision raised questions about her motivations and the selectivity of her actions. She invited some of Michael Jackson's alleged victims to share their stories on her show, but noticeably omitted any plans to invite Harvey Weinstein's victims to discuss their experiences. This discrepancy raised eyebrows and invited speculation about Oprah's seemingly protective stance towards her friend, Harvey Weinstein, while choosing to shine a spotlight on figures like Michael Jackson. What added an additional layer of intrigue to this situation was the fact that Harvey Weinstein was a convicted criminal, his guilt well established and publicized. The evidence against him was overwhelming, leaving no room for doubt about his actions. So why did Oprah seemingly avoid holding him accountable on her platform? The absence of any efforts to shed light on his story or provide a platform for his victims was perplexing and opened the door to accusations of selective justice.
What I reposted was commentary on the hypocritical and double-standard nature and behavior of Hollywood.
One couldn't help but feel a sour taste in their mouth when considering the timing and circumstances of Oprah's focus on Michael Jackson. It was worth noting that Jackson had passed away over a decade ago, rendering him unable to defend himself against the allegations brought forward on Oprah's show. Meanwhile, Harvey Weinstein remained alive and kicking, with numerous victims who had bravely come forward to share their harrowing experiences. So why did Weinstein's story not receive the same attention and scrutiny? It raised legitimate concerns about Oprah's motives and whether she was attempting to justify or protect individuals with a history of bad behavior. The stark contrast between the treatment of Michael Jackson and Harvey Weinstein cast a shadow of doubt over Oprah's intentions. It raised questions about her commitment to justice and her willingness to hold powerful figures accountable. With Weinstein's extensive list of victims and his criminal conviction, one would have expected him to be at the forefront of discussions surrounding AB and misconduct. Yet Oprah's apparent silence on this matter left room for speculation and invited skepticism about her true intentions. What's more, in 2019, Fifth called out Oprah for only criticizing black male stars at the center of SA allegations and ignores the white people who have been accused. Following the news that Winfrey was to produce a #MeToo documentary about the allegations against record executive Russell Simmons, the rapper questioned her intentions on Instagram. According to a press release, the film was said to be a profound examination of race, gender, class, and intersectionality, and the toll assaults take on their victims and society at large. I don't understand why Oprah is going after black men, 50 Cent wrote, alongside a photo of both Winfrey and Simmons. No Harvey Weinstein, no Epstein, just Michael Jackson and Russell Simmons. This ish is sad, he added, continuing. These documentaries are publicly convicting their targets. It makes them guilty till proven innocent. But if you think Harvey is the only sketchy person she's connected to, you would be wrong, because she is also being named in the court documents of Diddy's lawsuit. Now, let's dive into Diddy for a second. His name has been popping up in all kinds of controversies lately, from allegations of AB to weird behind-the-scenes power plays. Diddy's empire might be full of success stories, but the rumors of what happens behind the scenes, not so pretty.
So this case is about money, power, respect, and violence.
And who's been seen cozying up to him at times? Oprah herself. Is she turning a blind eye here too, or is there something more to this relationship? Recently, Ally Carter released a video in which she made some really shocking claims about their relationship. She openly claimed that she was aided by Diddy, and that all those alleged Diddy's secret tunnels that lead to Diddy's Playboy mansion actually exist.
Ally Carter has just made an affidavit of truth that she turned over to the feds against Diddy and other celebrities about how she was allegedly abused at a Playboy mansion party.
And he was not alone. She exposed many names in a document who were the regular attendees of the parties, and guess what? That list shockingly had Oprah's name. According to Ally, she knew Oprah is as serious a criminal as Diddy is, and she even predicted his arrest alongside Oprah's.
I already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested.
But she is not the only one who came forward. Well, it seems like 50 also knows these things. Yeah, you've heard about it. Well, given their history, 50 Cent has never held back when it came to taking shots at Diddy. And with Homeland Security recently raiding Diddy's homes, things just got a whole lot messier. Now everyone's talking. Rumors are swirling that 50 Cent might even be involved with the authorities, stirring up this drama to keep the heat on his longtime rival. Even some damning revelations from former bad boy artists were attributed to 50 Cent's instigations.
In this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff.
Let's be real. 50 has been clowning Diddy on social media for years now, making a point to call him out whenever something shady goes down. In classic 50 style, he dropped a now-deleted Instagram post that hinted Diddy's troubles were far from over, suggesting that the bad press swirling around the music mogul was only the beginning. Sharing a screenshot showing Sean's two sons, Justin and King Combs, being escorted out of his Los Angeles home in handcuffs, 50 Cent wrote, "Ish just got real, the feds and all the cribs, damn they got the kids in cuffs." In a second post, which featured images of the feds outside of Sean's LA home, he pointed out, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case."
I'll be going to them puffy parties. You from the front and the back at the same time? What you talking about?
Now here's where things get even more interesting. Think about it. 50 has been exposing Diddy left and right, but what's stopping 50 from slamming Oprah too? She's been linked to some questionable people in the past, and Diddy's ongoing troubles are just the latest addition to that messy list. If 50's got a bone to pick with Diddy, you bet he's not going to let Oprah off the hook either. As we've highlighted earlier, it's no secret that Oprah's rubbed elbows with some of the most controversial figures in Hollywood, including Diddy's. Now that should make you wonder, did Oprah really not know what was going on behind the scenes? Or is she once again playing the game, aligning herself with powerful people despite their shady pasts? For 50 Cent, this is apparently Oprah being Oprah again. Perhaps that's why 50 is essentially blowing the whistle on how Oprah seems to always be connected to these powerful men with some serious skeletons in their closets. He's making it clear the people you associate with say a lot about you. And let's be real, when your inner circle includes guys like Weinstein and Diddy, that's not exactly a good look. If you can remember, you'd recall that the 50 Cent versus Oprah beef didn't start today. During an interview some years back, he said, "So she ain't never going to have me on that show. I'm never going to reach that platform," which is confirmation of you being a huge success. So I just said, okay, if we can't be friends, then at least let's be enemies. So with that kind of history, it really makes sense seeing 50 Cent bash Oprah, especially on her connections to rich and problematic men. Now that leads us back to Oprah's connection to one particular man, John of God. This so-called spiritual healer from Brazil was once praised by Oprah, who even featured him on her show back in 2010, boosting his fame and giving him instant credibility. Millions of people around the world saw Oprah, one of the most trusted voices in media, validate this guy, leading to an even bigger following for him.
This is an interview I wasn't sure would ever happen. One of the most famous spiritual healers in the world rarely talks to anyone on camera. John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango tree.
But here's where things get really dark. Fast forward a few years, and the truth comes out. John of God was running a massive S operation. We're talking about HT, SA, and exploitation of vulnerable people, mostly women, who trusted him to heal them. The crimes this man committed were absolutely unspeakable, and Oprah had a front row seat to all of it. Oprah didn't just casually mention John of God, she praised him on her platform, giving him the Oprah seal of approval that everyone knows is pure gold. People trusted Oprah, so by featuring him on her show, she pretty much handed him a megaphone to reach more victims. He wasn't some obscure healer anymore. He was Oprah endorsed, and that gave him the kind of legitimacy that P-daters dream up.
As a medium, he's a spiritualist. He believes a great deal in God, and he practices this mission.
But now that the truth has come out, and it's horrifying, we're left asking some serious questions. Did Oprah really have no idea what was going on with this guy? Or did she turn a blind eye because he was helping her build a brand of spiritual wellness that fit her narrative? Well, netizens also have their say on the situation. One person wrote, "Oprah needs to be in jail with him." Another one added, "Oprah doesn't like when the Bible says the Most High is a jealous God, yet she's asking this creep, who makes her feel humbled or evokes humility, how to be a medium for God. It doesn't make any sense. Little children, beware of idols." Let's be real. John of God's use wasn't a small operation. He was running a full-blown T-ring under the guise of spiritual healing. So it's hard to believe that someone like Oprah, with all her resources and connections, wouldn't at least have heard whispers about what was happening. The rumors were out there, and if we know that now, what are the chances that Oprah, with her massive influence and network, didn't hear anything back then? If she knew even a little bit of what was going on, why did she continue to support him? And if she didn't know, how is that even possible? Oprah is known for being thorough and deeply involved in her projects, so it's hard to buy that she was totally clueless. Apparently, Oprah's influence gave John of God more power to prey on people. By featuring him on her show, she legitimized him to millions of viewers around the world. People saw him as this miraculous healer, someone who Oprah herself trusted, and they flocked to him for help. But instead of finding healing, they became victims of some of the most horrific crimes imaginable.
Do we all have the possibility in our own way to be a medium for God?
Todos nós somos médium.
Everybody is a medium.
When we talk about human tea-ficking and SA, it's easy to feel detached, like it's something happening far away. But this was someone who Oprah, one of the most trusted people in the media, brought into our living rooms. How many women were drawn to John of God because they saw him on Oprah? How many of them were lured into his operation because they believed that if Oprah trusted him, he had to be legit? If Oprah had known what was really going on, could she have stopped him? Think about it. She had the platform, the resources, and the global reach to expose this guy before he ruined more lives. Instead, she helped build him up. By putting him on her show, Oprah didn't just boost his reputation, she gave him more access to victims. And now, knowing what we know, it's impossible not to wonder how many lives could have been saved if Oprah had chosen to dig deeper, or if she had used her platform to expose the truth instead of promoting him. Oprah's connection to John of God raises some uncomfortable questions about her responsibility in all of this. Sure, she may not have been directly involved in his crimes, but by endorsing him, she became part of the chain of events that led to countless people being hurt. When you're Oprah, you don't get to claim ignorance. With great power comes great responsibility, and Oprah wielded her power in a way that allowed a P-dater to flourish. John of God isn't the only controversial figure Oprah has been linked to either. Let's not forget her long-standing friendship with Harvey Weinstein. We've already talked about that, but it shows a pattern. Oprah has this habit of aligning herself with powerful men who, as it turns out, are involved in some seriously dark stuff. Now, when these men get exposed, Oprah always seems to distance herself or claim ignorance. But how many times can she play that card? We've seen powerful people get brought down for far less. With Oprah's connections to people like John of God and Harvey Weinstein, how much longer can she keep her untouchable image? People are starting to question the company she keeps, and it's not a good look for someone who's built an empire on being a voice of truth, healing, and empowerment. In any case, it may seem surprising to some that 50 Cent, a rapper with a tough exterior, would be so vocal on accountability in Hollywood. But as he's proven, 50 is unafraid of calling out what he sees, even when it's Oprah. With more and more people questioning these high-profile relationships, many are left asking, what more is Oprah hiding? And will her reputation withstand this new wave of scrutiny? From her bond with Diddy to the harsh accusations made by Seal, it seems Oprah's close friendships have raised more questions than answers. While we may never know the full story behind these relationships, one thing's clear: 50 Cent isn't letting go of his grudge anytime soon. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.